81-64, Seton Hill knocks off Westchester, and we're now joined by one of the stars of this one, Katie Nolan. Katie, first off, congratulations on the victory. The first thing I have to ask you about is you were obviously shaken up at one point down. Looked like you were bleeding from the nose. I see you have some tape on it. So what exactly happened on that sequence?
There was a loose ball, and I dove for the loose ball, and one of the Westchester players made a great hustle play, and she just landed on top of me, and my head smacked the floor.
Was there any doubt once you had to go back to the locker room that you were going to come back out here and play tonight?
No, the first question I asked our trainer, it was, can I go back in? She said, of course. So we just put some strips on it, and we were all good.
So your team was down pretty significantly early in this one. Your squad was down by 10 points at 12-2. Coach Katarski takes a timeout. You guys respond. I believe it was a 19-0 run. You were a big part of that as you had 9 points in the first quarter. What did he say, and how did your team respond and make that run?
He asked us just to bring the energy, and all 15 of us really responded to each other well, and we all just brought the energy and cheered for each other and just really came together to pull this one off.
Is there any difficulties playing the second game in a 24-hour span and knowing that it's the last game before the holiday break?
There's definitely a lot of adversity to get over. There's the fact that we're all tired from the game before. We had a tough loss yesterday and the excitement of going home, but when it comes down to it, you have to put that in the back of your head and just play.
Seemed like the three-pointers were falling for most of the team. Now, I know that's not your game, but your teammates around you were stroking those shots in the second half. It really seemed like offensively your team got into a great rhythm as this game went along.
Yeah, I would agree. We have a phenomenal shooters. We trust them on the outside. The inside game, we'll clean them up. We'll get it back out to them to shoot it. We have phenomenal shooters.
So what's your plans for the next week or 10 days before you have to get back out and play another game?
I know myself, I'm going to go back home to Chicago, hopefully have a white Christmas, enjoy my family, and I think everyone on the team will do the same.
All right, well, congratulations. Glad to see that you're okay. Thanks for joining us for the post-game interview.
Thank you.
And
Merry
good job
Christmas.
getting the victory. Absolutely. Thanks for joining. As Seton Hill claims the victory 81-64. I want to thank Katie Nolan as she was a big part of that triumph here tonight. Let's take a look at the final numbers in this one. We're going to actually welcome back in Coach Mark Katarski.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I didn't see where you went for a second, but you have to feel like your team did a great job responding to some early adversity. Because you call a timeout, your team's down 10 just a few minutes into the game. All of a sudden, you turn that deficit into a pretty big lead, and ultimately you guys showed some resiliency along the way.
Yeah, and I think you hit it dead on. Adversity is a really, really cool thing if you embrace it. It really is. And I think our group, after yesterday, tough loss, and then also within the game today, was really able to channel that for a positive way. And I think that's hats off to them. They only do what they choose to do, right? We as coaches can't make them do it. And I thought they showed a lot of maturity and resilience. And, hats off to our group.
What changed from a one-point lead at the half to really holding complete command at the end of the third quarter as you guys went up 14 heading to the fourth?
Well, I think that the defense in the third quarter helped so much. And we rebounded better. If you look at the stats from half over half, we rebounded very well in the second half defensively to limit them. And then we made some shots, which our team is certainly capable of. And the combination is usually a good formula for us. But really good job by our group tonight.
I talked to Katie. I said, was there ever any doubt you were going to get back out there? She said, no. As soon as the trainer cleared me, I knew I was going to be able to go out there. What
Remember
does that say?
now, she's from the Chicago suburbs. So they're used to tough people there. They lose teeth playing hockey. It's windy and cold for about 5 months out of the year. Really cool her parents were able to come for the last few games. And I know they appreciate Westmoreland sports, just as all of our other parents and families and fans do, to be able to enjoy those games from a distance. And it's really neat. Katie's really grown as a person, and I think it's shown also as a player, and it's really cool to see her have games like this. But I thought we had great contributions throughout the roster tonight.
And lastly, you get a little bit of a break now. I know some of the players are going to go back home. What's on the agenda for the next 10 or so days before you guys take the court again?
Yeah, so the beauty of Division II is we have that 7-day dead period starting tomorrow, and we can't do anything. Nobody can do anything. I think it's great. I think for us, it just continue to being consistent. We've showed capability both individually as players and as a group, and I think it's a matter of trying to get that consistency. It's sort of like when you get that break before the World Series. You don't want that timing and rhythm to go away. but we know everybody else is dealing with it. So hopefully our players can get away and just be people for 7 days, get a little healthy, and then we'll come back, and it'll be all PSAC games the rest of the way, which is like me taking my head and banging it off the wall. So hopefully we'll be ready for that.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on the victory, and have a good holiday.
Thank you. Jay Lamar, you want to say anything?
Lamar, anything?
Nothing for now.
Little shy. There'll be plenty talkative at home.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much, and happy holidays
Yeah, same
to
to
you
you,
two
Mark.
and all the listeners out there. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach.